the proceeds they used to acquire Palawan Pawn Shop.
If you don't mind me asking, how much yan noong time ng 1980?
50,000 pesos.
Wow, okay.
My parents went to Philippine Science High School, so both are sciences yung background. And I guess the entrepreneurial spirit maybe galing sa lola ko sa tuhod sa Palawan. We really didn't plan on working for the family business. I guess it was natural na rin when the business was growing and it was getting harder for my parents to manage it themselves. Yun actually yung parang natural career progression mo eh. After you graduate college, mag-work ka.
Mag-work ka. First of all, thank you for accepting this invite.
Thank you for inviting me, of course.
Yes. So, now I want this to be a very candid conversation lang between you. And then, so, a lot of people know the brand of Palawan Express. But only a couple of people know kung sino yung mga tao and the family behind the operation and the generation of operation behind the Palawan Express brand. So maybe, Direk Bobit, so you can start with, giving us a bit of a background about yourself, about your family, humble beginnings mo. So from there, yeah, maybe we can, start to inspire other people as well.
Sige, thank you again, David, David, and everyone here. I'd like to introduce myself first, So ako, as mentioned, I'm Bobit Castro, and I am part of the family that is behind the Palawan Group of companies. I'm wearing our brand, I'm wearing our shirt. So the Palawan Group is composed of, you may heard of Palawan Pawn Shop, which is our microloans business, collateralized microloans through gold jewelry. Palawan Express is our remittance business. It caters to domestic money transfer as well as cross-border or international money transfer. And Palawan Pay is our newest. It is an e-wallet that, of course, we launched to adapt to the changing times and changing demands of the market. And just recently also, we introduced Palawan Credit. It's loans catering to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Collateralized pa rin through real estate property. So ako, I'm a second generation entrepreneur. So my parents started our business in 1985. So we are really from Palawan. Hence the brand Palawan Pawn Shop. So ang kwento, Palawan Pawn Shop is an existing pawn shop already. And nag-iisa siyang pawn shop in the province of Palawan. And in 1985, there was an opportunity for my parents to acquire this company. Yung tatay at nanay ko, pang fourth business na nila actually yung Palawan Pawn Shop. Okay. The first was magbenta sila ng honey. Maraming honey sa Palawan eh. And then they supplied it. May kamag-anak kami dito sa Manila. They put up a store and then we supplied honey. The second business was furniture business. Marami din kasing hardwood sa Palawan. So, nag-fail din yon. So, the first business failed. Second business failed. And the third business, yung tatay ko, nagbibenta kami ng mga isda.
Okay.
And then, in 1985, there was an opportunity to acquire. Palawan Pawn Shop became up for sale. And so, yung parents ko, binili nila yung company ng utang. And merong minana kasi silang property na binigay sa kanila as a wedding gift nung lola ko. And they sold it, and then the proceeds they used to acquire Palawan Pawn Shop.
If you don't mind me asking, how much yan noong time ng 1980?
50,000 pesos.
Wow, okay.
So they bought it for 50,000 pesos and they started actually with 50,000 pesos. 50,000 pesos din yung kanilang capital. Which is actually, my father used to say this, it's not compliant with the BSP requirement in terms of capitalization at that time, no? So the objective really was to provide livelihood for the family. So 1985, we're 5. I mentioned I'm part of the second generation. I'm the youngest of 5.
Okay.
Okay, so may ate ako tsaka kuya, both born before 1985. So nag-start yung Palawan Pawn Shop, dalawa pa lang yung kapatid ko. So yung company actually mas matanda sa akin. We're celebrating our 40th year this year, 2025. And then, after na-acquire yung Palawan, 3 pa kaming sumunod na magkakapatid. So, nung pinanganak ako, 2 na yung branch namin. So, that's how we started, no? 2 na yung branch nung pinanganak ako, 1990. And then yung yung second branch, nakatira kami sa taas ng branch. So, parang Chinese, di ba?
Right.
May tindahan sa baba, sa taas yung bahay.
mo.
And that's where I grew up until 8 years old. Tapos, slowly, we expanded in other towns within the province of Palawan. And then, come 1997, 12 years after our foundation, we expanded outside na the province of Palawan. We went to Negros.
How long before kayo nag-expand outside Palawan?
12 years.
12 years.
So, it was really very gradual, no?
Okay.
Kasi syempre, wala naman funding nun.
Isa lang yung branch nyo sa Palawan doon sa 12 years? Or
Dumami na. I would say probably around 12, 10 to 12. Kasi within Puerto Princesa, nagkaroon ng multiple branches. And then other municipalities within Palawan, nagkaroon na rin. And then pumunta kami ng Negros because at that time, may Negros navigation from Puerto Princesa to Bacolod. Tapos, sabi ng tatay ko, meron yata kaming kamag-anak doon. Of course, distant relative na. Sabi niya, might as well try, check it out, see if there's opportunity. And then I guess the rest is history in terms of expansion. No?
It looks like you belong to a family of a very entrepreneurial mindset, no? Kasi ang dami rin nilang naging business. Also, because, syempre, to provide for the family, ganyan. So, how was it like growing up in a family that's deeply rooted to the business?
Well, I wouldn't say we're really an entrepreneurial family. Siguro yung parents ko, both of my parents, yung daddies nila ay military. No? So, yung lolo ko sa father's side ay retired Air Force. Sa mom side ko naman, World War II veteran, Army. So, they're really not entrepreneurs. My parents went to Philippine Science High School. So, both are sciences yung background. And I guess the entrepreneurial spirit maybe galing sa lola ko sa tuhod sa Palawan. But it wasn't natural. No? And growing up, we weren't really forced kasi we didn't plan on us working for the family, growing up, for the family business. Again, the objective really was to merely provide livelihood para kami makapag-aral, makapagtapos. And then, eventually, nung nag-expand na, fast forward na to, no? Kasi nag-start kami 1985 sa pawn shop. And then, 2003, nung medyo dumadami na yung ano namin, yung network, nagkaroon din ng opportunity to explore money remittance. So, ang kwento naman doon, meron kasing a certain island in Palawan called Cuyo. So, it was formerly the capital of Palawan. Medyo remote island siya from the main island of Palawan. Tapos, mayroong employee, sinasabi nila, sir, minsan, naiipon yung cash sa island.
Okay.
Kasi, of course, dun yung yung nagsasangla yung customers, naiipon yung cash. Why not mag-accept tayo ng money transfer, send from Puerto Princesa, tapos i-release namin dito sa Cuyo. Para at least, hindi na natin ibabangka ba yung pera. So, my dad caught on that idea. Sabi niya, sige, pwede natin i-develop to. And then, noong una, manually, meron kaming team of yung nagte-text pag may nagpadala sa branch, text yung central station, tapos yung central station text yung receiving branch. May nagpadala si ganito, i-claim ni ganito. So it was really manual. And then nung nakita namin na may potential, ginawang automated na yung system. So hence, nagkaroon tayo ng money remittance business na. So actually, I think it went hand in hand. The expansion of the pawn shop and the remittance fueled also our expansion geographically. Kasi as we grew in numbers, lumakas din yung pera padala because dumami yung network. And in 2010, nagkaroon naman kami ng partnerships. No? So going back lang dun sa, we really didn't plan on working for the family business. I guess it was natural na rin when the business was growing and it was getting harder for my parents to manage it themselves. Tumatanda na rin sila. Isa-isa, yung mga kapatid ko, nag-ano na rin sila, no? Sige, after, all of us work outside before joining the family business eh. Diba? Especially yung 2 elder siblings ko, matagal sila sa corporate before joining the family business.
How long?
Yung sister ko, 12 years sa corporate.
Okay.
Kasi, siya accountant. So, nag-work muna siya sa SGV. And then, after nag-MBA siya sa isang bank. Yung kuya ko naman, as an engineer, he worked abroad for 3 years. And then, when he came back, nag-work din siya sa Shell for 3 years. So, lahat kami may kanya-kanyang, kumbaga, yun actually yung, parang natural career progression mo eh. After you graduate college, mag-work ka.
Correct.
Pero nung medyo lumalaki na and also tumatanda na yung parents, isa-isa, one by one, nag-decide na rin na to help.
Kailan ka nag-start maging involved dun sa operations ng company?
Actually, this is my 10th year na. So, 2015.
Okay.
So actually, I studied mining engineering in college. And after college, nag-board exam. And then I worked for Felix Mining as a field engineer. No? Very briefly lang, 1 year. And then my dad, isang parang day off ko, sabi niya, I think meron kang opportunity na to join. So I joined. So 10 years na ako sa company.
10 years ka na. Kasi usually, di ba, lalo na kapag may family business, ang mga parents, winawire na nila yung mga kids nila na, okay, kung mag-take ka ng course, business management, or kasi I know someone na madami silang siblings, marami silang anak, tapos yung isa pinag-engineering, yung isa pinag-psychology para HR head, yung ganyan. So parang sa iyo, kasi mining engineering, parang wala masyadong relate.
Malayo, yes.
Malayo,
actually, 5 kami magkakapatid. Isa lang yung nag-business course sa amin, yung sister ko, na panganay. Ano siya, business and accountancy. Tapos 3 kami engineering. Tapos yung isa statistics. So malayo talaga. I mean, hindi talaga kami, we didn't plan on taking up business courses to join the family business. No? So, but I guess, it came naturally din. And yung tatay ko kasi, may mga kinukwento siya. For example, SM, the C family, all of the siblings, all of the second generation, help grow the family business. Kaya ganun sila. And then, may nabanggit siya na certain retail store, kasabay ni SM before, malaki. 3 yung anak, isa nag-lawyer, isa nag-banker, isa nag-doktor. All of whom are very successful in each of their careers. But of course, hindi na lumaki yung business. Right. So, parang nung kinakausap niya kami, parang there's also opportunity for us to help and then help grow the business.
Actually, kasi common to popular belief, no? So, syempre kapag family business, lalo na with the brand of Palawan Group, so usually, established na yan, di ba? Yung brand, marami na pinagdaanan through test of time. But, lingid sa kaalaman ng karamihan din, di ba, na ang daming hardships na pinagdadaanan ng isang negosyo bago yan mapunta sa kung ano yung nakikita natin. Can you share, if pwede maging vulnerable ka ng konti, but can you share, what's the toughest challenge na nakita mo yung parents mo pinagdaanan during their journey in building the Palawan group of companies?
Thank you for that question. No? And I think this is an opportunity to pay tribute to my parents. Kasi dalawa talaga sila nag-start nito, no? My dad being the more aggressive one, he was really in charge of product development, para ano ba yung kailangan natin gawin to expand, and then nanay ko naman, siya yung finance, siya yung naghahanap ng pondo. Paano natin pupondohan yung expansion, so and so. So again, who are we naman compared to the pillars of the pawn shop industry before, di ba? Nandyan sila. Established na nun sila Luwilier, sila Tambunting. And then when we were expanding, especially in the Visayas, malaki na yung foothold nila sa market. So it wasn't, as you pointed out, right now, thank you, we are happy to be known in the Philippines as a reliable financial services industry for the underserved or unbanked. So nung nag-expand kami, mabigat na kalaban sila Luwilier. And we respect them because really, they paved the way for the pawn shop industry to be respected. Dati kasi, di ba, may connotation na baka, dinadaya ka ng mga pawn shop.
Baka di makarating yung pera doon sa
baka di makarating yung pera. Exactly. So kami, parang, ang naging thrust really would be, dapat mas maganda yung rates na binibigay namin, so mas mura dapat, mas mababa ang interest rates, mas mababa ang pera padala fee. Pangalawa, dapat mas ito talaga yung sinasabi tatay ko, talagang mas customer-centric, no? We really, kumbaga, walang kuskus balungos. Dapat hindi hassle. And then gusto niya, ang experience ng customers, pag pupunta ka, papadala ka ng pera, masaya ka. Instead of medyo madrama. Kasi, of course, when you go to a pawn shop or pera padala, usually yan, may emergency, may pangangailangan. And other brands, of course, when they do their commercials, parang ganun. Kami naman, dapat masaya. Kaya nga yung endorsers din na kinukuha namin before, mga komedyante, kasi gusto namin yung experience masaya. Yun yung kinukommunicate. So, simple lang, mura, mabilis, walang kuskus balungos. And then, siguro dahil doon, nagkaroon na ng recall na parang pag sinabing Palawan, no hassle or walang kuskus balungos. And my parents, especially my dad, he bet on that mantra na dapat yun yung natin. So, we equipped our frontliners to communicate to our customers na when you go here, diba, mas mura kami, tapos wala pa kaming hassle. So, binigyan ng bala yung mga frontliners na to be advocates of our brand. And siguro word of mouth, pati experience. Again, the struggles of communicating and expanding the brand. No, eventually nag-stick na rin sa sa market, no.
Just like our guest today, JCI Manila has had a lot of accomplished leaders as our past presidents. Did you know that Ramon V. De Rosario, Carlos Palanca, Attorney Feliciano Sonny Belmonte Jr., and even Roberto Toby Claudio Jr. of Toby Sports were past presidents? Hey, the more you know.
The Built Different podcast would like to thank Henry's Cameras, Power Mac, Hollyland, Ugreen Philippines, Kappa Cabina, Surge Digital Media, Madcap Productions, Days Media Group, Jazz Up Communications.
Yeah, so, syempre, leading dyan sa journey mo as the successor of the company, no? Syempre, it comes with the dynamic. Kasi it's a family-owned business, you have different personalities, you came from different fields. So, parang, how did you prepare yourself dun sa role? Ang layo ng course mo, galing ka pa sa corporate, and then eventually, na-absorb ka, kinausap ka na ng parents mo. So, parang, lalo, tsaka ano yung pinakaunang ginawa mong trabaho nung nagpumasok ka na sa company?
Oo. It's good that you mentioned dynamics. The family and the business, in a family business, the family and the business cannot be separated. No, it's really, it goes hand in hand. The family and the business. And being a bunso, syempre, bunso ka rin tratuhin sa family. It has its advantages and also, of course, disadvantages. No, so I would say a disadvantage would be nung pumasok ako sa company, well-established na yung mga kapatid ko na head of finance, head of operations, head of HR, ganyan-ganyan. So, the dynamics would be as well, if I plan on doing something, marami ka ring dadaanan. Paalam ka kay kuya, paalam ka kay ate,
Okay.
paalam ka sa parents, di ba? So, especially when I joined initially, I joined at a young age, no? Kasi nga, 1 year lang ako sa corporate. So, it took a while for me to get that momentum na you also contribute, di ba? You can do something that you can offer. You only can offer, and that you can contribute to something for the betterment of the organization. Pero again, hanggang ngayon, syempre bilang bunso, bunso rin talaga yung ano. Ang advantage naman ng pagiging bunso is parang komportable everyone to talk to me. Pag may issue, work-related or personal, they share it with me.
Right.
And parang ako na rin nagbi-bridge.
Mm.
Diba? Pag may tampo yung panganay, dun sa pangalawa or pangatlo, they reach out to me. And then I help them amend. That's what I'd like to believe. Kasi again, what's good about it is at least nabibridge ko. Or parents versus yung iba. Ibang siblings or siblings, parents, paparating, dumadaan sa akin. Ngayon, so that's the dynamics, no? And you cannot really do away with conflicts. Meron yan. And sometimes, very heated yung arguments. And very spirited yung yung conflict talaga is hindi mawawala.
How do you ensure? Kasi yun yung challenge yung balancing the professional, the business, and then the family. Tapos you have to make like major decisions or critical decisions. Tapos medyo may tension doon sa So ikaw ba as bunso, ikaw ba ang mediator ng mga ng members ng family mo? So how does it work?
Of course, each and every one of us, merong dumarating sa may point na may conflict talaga with another member of the family. So kami sa family, 5 kaming siblings plus 2 parents ko. So 7 kami. We call it the family board. But of course, our board of directors is composed of not only family members, may iba pa kami. But for the family itself, again, yung tatay ko kasi syempre, his strength is he's really, parang he describes himself as being radical and as well, baka rebelde. And yung thinking outside the box. Ganun yung siya lumaki And it's what made us successful din, no? Yung conflicts talaga, again, when you feel strongly about something, whether it's a product side, a business side, or a process side back end, hindi mo talaga siya maiiwasan So how do we manage? It helps that kaming siblings, we're close with each other. And talagang being a family business, pag may conflict, sinasabi talaga ng parents namin, mag-usap kayo. Kung ang conflict ay between the parents and the siblings, at we think that we have a strong support group. Meron kami mga advisors na parang family na namin. So yun yung nagme-mediate. And we have a consultant that specializes in family businesses. Helping us draft our family, ang tawag family agreement
Okay.
Parang roles and responsibilities, so on and so forth, etc. So really, the key lang talaga is communication. No? It's easier said than done. No? Kasi talagang palagi And by nature, for example, right now I handle operations, another sibling is overseeing finance. Naturally, may may conflict kasi gusto ko gawin to, syempre dapat hindi basta-basta, di ba? So ganoon, no? My role naman siguro, siguro eventually it also allowed me to being a bunso, syempre hindi ka basta-basta magsasalita, di ba? Makikinig ka muna. So at least na-train sa akin yon na makinig muna before speaking. And I guess that also, it evolved to being siguro a confidant of my siblings.
Paano, kasi syempre dito sa ano no, hindi lang sa Manila, syempre sa buong parte ng Pilipinas na halos bawat kanto may Palawan Express. Parang, oh, dito si Bobit, dito ulit si Bobit, nandiyan ulit. So parang, what is that part of the strategy for you to be highly relevant sa industry? Is it part of the innovation where location should be anywhere you look, there's the brand of Palawan? Parang how does it, what's the thought process behind it?
Yes, no, we really put great importance in finding the right location, no. Yung tatay ko mismo, talagang siya nag-start. Ang tawag namin sa kanya, meron siyang pang-amoy sa tamang pwesto. And eventually, finormalized na. So again, as I mentioned earlier, we really go to communities where banks are not present. No? Kasi parang kami nagiging financial intermediary ng mga tao, no, ng mga bangko. Kasi again, marami sa locations natin sa Pilipinas, also being an archipelago, iba't iba yung developments, economic activities, isolated tayo. So yung iba remote. So we go to those areas. Ngayon, how to find the right places? In those areas, typically, syempre, meron kang palengke. So, dun yung economic activity, may mga nagtitinda, may mga bumibili. So, sa palengke, maganda, may location ka.
Okay.
Tapos, maganda rin if meron dyang kampo ng military, whether it's police or army, etc. Kasi, nagpapadala yan weekly, di ba?
Correct.
Nagpapadala. Kapag meron namang hospital or school, kasi school allowances, di ba? Pag hospitals naman, syempre, ganun din, may mga kailangan na movement of money. And neighborhoods na malalapit, mga bahayan, para accessible sa customers na pumunta sa branches namin. So, before, it's really more on, again, pang-amoy, kung anong na-observe po. And then eventually, we formalized the formula. Meron kaming criteria. And yun na yung nagiging basis for us to get locations.
Ilang branch na ba kayo meron dito sa Pilipinas?
In the Philippines, the Palawan Pawn Shop, no, the company-owned branches, kasama na yung Palawan Express, etc. You have about 3,600
Wow.
Nationwide. Thank you. And on top of that, we have remittance partners numbering another 5,000.
Wow.
But those are not company-owned. Usually, ito yung mga ano rin eh. Meron din silang sariling pawn shop business. Or yung iba talagang courier business. But they carry the brand of Palawan for their remittance business. No?
Now, syempre dito sa Philippines, no, there's a surge of popularity sa mga e-wallets natin. As you mentioned, meron na kayong part na ng business niyo, business model niyo rin yun. So, and a lot of traditionally owned businesses, medyo resistant, dyan sa mga ganyan technology advancement, ganyan. Does the siblings mo and you played a vital role doon sa pag-convince sa parents ninyo na, meron na tayong ganito, ganyan, safe yung pera natin, makakapunta yan sa ganyan. So, ano yung conversation behind that?
Oo. Actually, pre-pandemic pa, we're really planning on building an app or an e-wallet of our own. Pero of course, we didn't have any idea talaga on how to go about it. Na fast track ito during pandemic. Kasi nung pandemic, of course, everyone was restricted in going out. Kami naman, hindi rin masyadong maraming, again, padala kasi we're in quarantine. And maraming takot lumabas because syempre baka magka-COVID, etc. So, hence, nagkaroon ng high demand for e-wallet, for super apps that provide delivery, payments, etc. No? At that time, hindi pa kami ready doon. No? Wala pa kaming facility. So, na-accelerate yung conversations with the parents na kailangan meron din tayo eh. Kasi whether we like it or not, doon papunta yung we cannot go back eh. We cannot takes a step back towards yung sa advancement of technology. Lalo pa in the last 10 years. Sobrang bilis ng mga changes ng mga innovation. So actually, naging tedious din yung, di naman masyadong nagkaroon ng arguments, but because it was clear to us. Pero yung how, yung mahirap Ano bang business model? How do we build it? Do we partner? Do we buy an existing one? Diba? How do we build the infrastructure? So nagsimula muna kami sa building the team. No? So yung pandemic, naging opportunity siya for us to onboard, I would say, of course, professionals. No? Ito yung mga from outside. Kasi kami karamihan ng employees namin, we call it homegrown. No? Nag-start ka sa branch, you went up the ranks to take on management roles. Pero during the pandemic, we onboarded marketing professionals, tech professionals, di ba? Innovation professionals to help us build yung new innovations namin. One of which is yung Palawan Pay, our e-wallet. And we're still, nandun pa rin kami sa boat na yon on how do we really position it sa market. What's clear to us, of course, is we have to provide an online and offline service. Ang advantage din nito, syempre, it's 24/7, no? Kasi, and being an e-wallet, you already have the capacity to transfer through, di ba, yung mga InstaPay, etc. So, pwede ka na mag-transfer to banks, and then vice versa. And to other wallets as well. So, sa ngayon, ang tawag namin dyan, tuition fee. Para syempre, you buy, you invest dun sa learning on how to really position it, no? But sa ngayon, talagang the story or the experience that we're offering would be yung online and offline because of our brick and mortar presence nationwide, and then we couple it with the e-wallet. So we provide services online and offline for our customers.
So, dun sa mga sinabi mo, no, like, paano kayo nag-adapt sa innovation, backstory. Now, probably my next question would be, what's next for the Palawan group of companies na parang in the next 10 years, 20 years, kung ano in-establish nyo ngayon will be, like, kung ano yung ipapamana mo sa mga anak mo, sa mga anak din ng mga kapatid mo, nasaan kayong direction niya?
Sige. Kami ngayon, siguro I'll start off with the family, no? Yung tatay ko turned 70 years old 2 years ago. And then he mentioned, September 2023, nag-70 na siya. And nung start of 2023, sabi niya, when I turn 70, I'll retire as the President CEO. So during that year, nag-start kami ng transition. So yung effective January 1, 2024, yung tatay ko, nag-retire na siya as President CEO. But he remains our chairman. And of course, you know how it goes with the founders. They never really retire, no? In fact, I would argue na mas active siya ngayon when it comes to going around and visiting branches areas. No? But of course, yung day-to-day ng President CEO, napasok niya na sa elder brother ko, sa kuya ko. And then yung role ng kuya ko as head of operations, sa akin naman niya napasa, no? And yung mga siblings ko, yung sisters ko naman, my eldest sibling, siya na yung vice chair of the board. And actually, during board meetings, she's the one who presides with the meetings, no? And then yung other two sisters became yung chief HR and then chief partnerships. So kami, high time din na tinanong mo kasi what's next for the organization? With a new, I would say, set of leaders. And kasama namin, of course, most of our C-level positions actually are non-family members na rin. Head of marketing, head of IT, head of HR, or all professionals. No? So we're very happy naman with the team that we have. So kami, ano rin yung what's next really for the Palawan, no? In the next 5 years. Kasi planning beyond 5 years, ang hirap So sobrang daming pwede magbago. But what's clear to us, number one, lending is the holy grail, as we say. Meaning, it will never go away. The need for access to reliable and safe credit. Sa ngayon kasi, ang credit product namin is pawning. So, nagpapautang kami, kasabay nun, kadikit nun is gold jewelry. Ngayon, may bago nga kami, is yung Palawan Credit. It caters to businesses naman. Yung mga customers namin doon, meron silang palaisdaan o kaya maliit na manufacturing ng prutas, etc. Yung in-between, between the pawn shop and the businesses, may malaking part pa yun that we can serve through credit products. So with the advent, of course, again, we're betting on the Palawan Pay to give us data and also applying analytics with our traditional business, yung over-the-counter namin. Hopefully, we could provide robust credit ratings para naman makapag-provide din kami ng other credit products. Naka-tie up siya. So that's one. Second, actually, we're surprised by this. There's really great interest in gold jewelry. And we communicate it as a solid investment. Yung mga customers namin, especially in rural areas na walang bangko, they invest in gold, jewelry, to wear, etc. But in the event na kailangan nila ng pera, they pawn it. For example, a gold ring would cost 10,000. Minsan, po-pawn nila, kukunin nila 1,000 lang. And then, pag nangailangan sila, parang they withdraw from our branches until they consume the principal amount. So, we are also growing that part of the business, yung jewelry. And we launched nga rin last year yung Palawan Jewelry Corp, PJC, and nag-introduce kami ng mga gold bars, etc. But equally important is the growth of the business-to-business naman namin. So number 3 is the B2B part of the business, which is maximizing the network to provide services for institutions, whether it be private or government. So for private, kunyari yung mga ride-hailing companies, yung mga delivery, nationwide yung scope. And you'd be surprised, karamihan ng mga nagbibili online, cash on delivery pa din. So yung riders, pag-deliver, nasa kanila yung bayad. So end of day, if I may mention yung mga Ninja Van or etc. At end of day, mga 4:30, 5 o'clock ng hapon, yung mga riders nila, binabagsak yung pera sa branches. So we provide business-to-business solutions for those. For government naman, sometimes we do disbursements. Like yung mga beneficiaries ng TUPAD program ng DOLE. And actually, payroll. Diba, karamihan, construction companies, security agencies, na medyo marami yung, so they outsource their payroll work to us. So, binibigyan lang nila kami ng list and then we upload it sa system and then automatically you get a notification na yung bayad sa'yo, pwede mo na i-claim sa Palawan. And so B2B service is also a big bet for us to grow. And again, how do we monetize data, information? That's huge part of the innovation. But all of these are still centered on financial services. But beyond financial services, yun yung how do we diversify into, let's say for example, real estate, etc. We have plans. Sa ngayon, meron mga konti investments on commercial properties. But then again, hindi pa natututukan. In the next 5 years is mostly about financial services pa rin. So yun, to summarize yun, nandun credit, gold, jewelry, and B2B services. But not to mention, of course, growing also the auxiliary businesses that we have. Kasi we also sell microinsurance, accident insurance. We do currencies exchange, yung mga money changing. na actually malaking nakakadagdag din sa business
Sa
namin,
business
sa
niyo.
business. Pati yan, mga bills payment, di ba? Yung mga utilities na nasa branch. So, yun, all of those, we plan to grow them.
Actually, parang you're explaining to me kung ano yung mga services niyo, and you as the chief operations, lahat yan kailangan mo tingnan, di ba? So, karamihan doon, pati yung direction, the leadership, everything, magfo-fall din sa yan, even doon sa mga branches niyo. Pero ang question ko dyan is, with your current role sa JCI Manila ngayon as the 2025 Director for Community Development, paano mo binabalanse lahat ng yan? Okay? Lalo na yung mga projects mo with the ComDev, yung responsibility mo sa business, and also yung responsibility mo as the husband and as a dad.
Yes,
So, paano mo
yes.
ginagawa lahat yan?
Well, you just have to do it. You just have to do it. Pero prior to joining the slate, no, and eventually getting elected, I consulted with first my wife, no. Sabi ko, na-invite ako, anong say mo, etc. And then afterwards, when I got her approval, I talked to my dad, no, who also happens to be a JCI member, no, from a different chapter. So sabi niya, magandang opportunity yan. Of course, he knows Manila very well. And then I consulted with my siblings. Sabi ko, if I were to pursue this, syempre I'll be giving up some of my time, no, and dedicate it to the chapter. And timing naman, kasi when I got invited, I was also in the process of reinforcing our operations team. So na-accelerate siya, no? And I'm very proud to have that, no, sort of C-level that oversees the commercial strategy. We call it the CCO, Chief Commercial Officer. So parang she oversees the commercial strategy of our business, no. Mainly the pawn shop, money remittance, and the other brands. So kasi I agreed to run July and we started campaigning August. And then sakto, nandun din yung starting ng onboarding niya. And officially, noong October 1, nag-start na siya sa operations. So tandem kami. So ngayon, meron akong kasama to oversee everything, no? To manage everything. And it actually allows me to have time for JCI. But again, kasabay din nun, sakto rin na the family kami, parang we've agreed na Mondays talaga is mainly for tawag namin leads meetings, no? Checkpoints, ExCom, ManCom every other week, and then family board every other week din. So parang may cycle plan kami that we yun yung time to see reports, check on the numbers. And then ako naman personally in my role as the COO, every Tuesday is sacred, no? Every Tuesday morning is sacred for operations, OpsCom checkpoint. So that's where we discuss what are the key activities for the last week. Nandun na yung lahat, customer service, IT, di ba? Nagkaroon ba tayo ng downtime? And then also manpower, no? Anong nangyari sa and then other support delivery services such as yung facilities, engineering, procurement. So those are being discussed every Tuesday. But prior to that, yung we call cluster heads, they pre-align para pagdating ng Tuesday, discussion na. And then that's how I have time for work. After Tuesdays, JCI na. And then sometimes, like the one I joined Cebu onto, at least there was a brief time that I went to the Cebu office.
Oo, nakita ko nga yun.
To say hi, di ba? Yeah. And of course, to communicate then what are plans for 2025, what are our plans for 2025, what are our focus areas. So sometimes that's also the advantage, no? When you get to travel for JCI, you can also ride on some work, di ba? And for the family, sorry talaga. Yung kids naghahanap lagi, yung wife But again, no, you try every chance you get, di ba? Parang Sundays, hopefully it's really for family. Yun yung gusto namin ma-establish din kami ng wife ko na parang culture building, no? Growing up kasi mga bata 7 and 3, na parang at least they get to see every Sunday meron tayong activity talaga. So again, every chance we get, no? And nagsisimula pa lang kami. I haven't proven anything yet. Hopefully, this time next year, maganda yung ating kalabasan sa conversation.
That's true. And ano pa lang, simula pa lang ng
Simula
taon.
pa lang.
Ang dami nyo ng ginagawa, ang dami ng preparation, at ang dami ng execution. Actually, that's one of the most important thing. No? Probably my last question for you, kasi lahat ng ginagawa mo in the 3 facets of your life, no, from the business, JCI career, as the director, and also in your family, all of those are like leadership roles in some sort of way or manner. Now, simple but probably something that could probably strike you. Who's your inspiration na pagiging leader? Parang who do you look up to that reflects and how you draw the values that you have as growing up? Parang ano yun? Ano yun or sino yun?
Okay. Marami, no? Actually, marami. But I really cannot discount, of course, in terms of leadership, yung talagang how he's built, no? I would say, of course, my dad, no? And my mom. Pero my dad kasi, he has this energy that is infectious. And noong una, when I joined the company, at a very young age, sabi ko, parang feeling ko, masyado pa akong bata to join the family business. Parang yung mga peers ko, di ba, meron silang boss, meron silang mentor, meron silang peers na makakasama. Pag weekend, akyat tayong bundok, so on and so forth. But what I learned, of course, advantage is mas maaga ko nakasama yung tatay ko. And how he is, seeing him, I had front row seats on his leadership style, di ba? Of course, focusing on people, focusing on partners, very particular with numbers, etc. And of course, focusing on really what's important, di ba? The customers, the people. Tas kami as a family. So I've learned so much from my dad in terms of leadership with my interactions with him. And actually, I'm also happy with how our relationship evolved. Of course, yung nga father-son, hindi mawawala. But right now, I can also consult with him. Siya naman talaga nagsimula nitong sa business And yung mom ko naman, of course, as the co-founder, she's talagang very resourceful, etc. No? But I also would like to give credit to my siblings. No? Being a bunso, that's also an advantage. No? You get to observe how they are. No? May kanya-kanyang strengths Kuya ko is really ma-PR. Talagang kilala niya lahat. Nakuha niya yung tatay ko. Lahat kilala niya. Yung ate ko namang isa, yung panganay kong ate, very structured. Being from an audit background, CPA, very structured siya. Giving importance to protocols. Ganyan. Tapos yung pangatlong kapatid ko, siya yung pinaka-motherly sa amin. So laging mayroong gift sa mga tao, etc. Yung sinandang ko, very people person, jolly, and also generous, laging may So, you get to soak in everything, no? And of course, in terms of inspiration naman, my wife, di ba? So, ang dami and I'm very fortunate, I'm very blessed. Sabi ko nga, dasal ko rin yun, na parang with all this na I'm still worthy, no? And siguro part of the inspiration to take on ComDev is because you have so much and you're given so much opportunity. And genuinely, you also want to give back. And if I'll spend so much time away from family and work in 2025, I cannot think of anything to do but community.
Community.
Para sulit.
Yeah, para sulit. Kasi it's still a service to humanity. It's
Yeah,
still rooted to your values. Yeah. Actually, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for
And,
having
we
me.
we learned a lot of things, no? So a lot of people who's watching this, at least nagkaroon kayo ng idea on the backstory behind the famous brand of Palawan group of companies, and also, his JCI journey, his JCI career. So yeah, with that, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The Built Different podcast would like to thank Henry's Cameras, Power Mac, Hollyland, Ugreen Philippines, Kappa Cabina, Surge Digital Media, Madcap Productions, Days Media Group, Jazz Up Communications,